Hi there, my name is Hannah and today I'm going to be showing you around tempotimecredits.org, Tempo's online platform which you can use to manage time credits and your volunteers. I'm going to be taking you through the whole journey today from sign up all the way through to getting yourself some time credits, to getting your volunteers onto the system and giving out those time credits to them, as well as how you can use the site to recruit new volunteers. So first of all, you're going to need to sign up your organisation, and to do that you'll be sent a link from Tempo that will take you to this page. As part of this sign up form, you'll see that there are 10 boxes that we ask you to complete. The 5 on the left here are about your organisation, and in this name of your organisation box we just ask that you will call yourself something that people will generally recognise, as this will be public. And we also ask that if you're part of an organisation that has multiple branches, that you specify which branch you're from within this box. The 5 boxes on the right are about you or whoever you would like your main administrator to be. And just at the bottom here, you can see that we ask for you to create your password. Then all you need to do is click sign up and you'll be taken to a page that looks a bit like this. So for this demonstration, we'll use Judy from Cardiff Litter Pickers account, and you can see that here when you first log in, you'll see the name of your organisation as well as your name, so you know you're logged into the correct account. When you first log in, you'll be able to see your time credits balance in the top right corner. This is the number of time credits you have as an organisation available to give out to your volunteers, and that will go up and down as you give them out or request more time credits from Tempo. You'll also be able to see these statistics running across the screen. They'll just give you a general overview of time credits within your organisation, and you'll be able to change the time periods for them across the top here. Then when you scroll down, you'll see these 4 buttons, and these are the main things that we'd expect you to want to do with your account, and so I'll talk you through each of those now. So the first thing you're probably going to want to do when you create your account is get yourself some time credits. And so for that, we'll be going to this Get More Time Credits button. And this is also where you'll come back to when your time credits balance is getting a bit low to request more to top that up. So when you click on Get More Time Credits, you'll be taken to this page, which basically asks you how many time credits you'd like to request. It's up to you how many you ask for, however many you think you're going to need. For now, I'll just select 50, and then all you have to do is click Get More Tempo Time Credits. When you do that, a request will be sent through to us at Tempo, and someone from Tempo will then be able to approve that request, and you'll see those time credits enter your balance. We also have the option to just give you some of the time credits you request, maybe 25 rather than 50, or if you have lots of time credits already in your account, then we will also be able to reject that request. It will of course all be up for discussion though, and we'll send you a message if that is the case. Once you've done that, you can then click View Dashboard, and that will take you back to this home screen, and you can keep an eye on your balance to see when those time credits are credited to you. Whilst you're waiting for that, the next thing you will probably want to do is get your volunteers onto the system. So each of your volunteers will need their own time credits account, and with that account they will be able to store the time credits that they earn, as well as browse through different places to earn and use their time credits, and they also have the option to gift any time credits they have to others. So to get your volunteer onto the system, you click this blue Invite a New Volunteer button, and that will take you to this page where you'll see a pink link. This link is a sign-up link, and it's unique to your group. So anyone that signs up through that link will come onto the system as one of your organisation's volunteers. It's up to you how you share this link. You might want to put it on social media or on your website, or you might want to send it to your volunteers directly. But when you click on there, you can see what it might look like. You'll see that it has your organisation's name, so that's how you'll be able to tell that it's your unique sign-up form. All we ask from volunteers is for their name, their email address and their postcode, and then they can create themselves a password. And then once they've ticked the relevant boxes down here and clicked sign up, they'll be on the system and they'll be in your list of volunteers. You can see here that we do ask volunteers for their email address, and we are aware that not everyone has an email address or don't have internet access, and so we don't want to exclude anyone from being able to take part in time credits. So if that is the case for any of your volunteers, if I go back to this invite a new volunteer page and scroll down, you'll see that there's this section that says, what do I do if my new volunteer doesn't have an email address? If you click here, you'll be taken to a page where you can sign up to volunteer on their behalf. Ideally, you'll do this with the volunteer, and I'll just fill it out now as Joe Blogs to show you what happens when you sign someone up in this way. I sign them up as AB1, C2, CD, and that could be their phone number. Once you've signed that volunteer up, you just need to click register volunteer, and what that will do is it will generate a Tempo ID for them. So a Tempo ID is given to all volunteers, whether they have an email address or not, and it's just 8 letters and numbers which they will need to use the time credits that they earn. So they can go to any of our partner venues and hand over their Tempo ID, and that will allow them to remove the time credits from that volunteer's account in order to access the activity. So as a group administrator, what you'll need to do in this scenario is make a note of that Tempo ID number for them and pass it on to the volunteer. They will then need to keep hold of that ready for when they are going to use it, and we do have some Tempo ID cards that look a bit like this, which we can send to you if you would like, that you can write that Tempo ID number on. Once you've passed that ID on to the volunteer, you can click this I understand button, and that will take you straight to your list of volunteers. You can also access this list just on the left hand side where it says volunteers. In your volunteers list, you'll be able to see the name of the volunteer, the date that they joined the system, the number of time credits that they've earned with you, and then what percentage of those time credits they've gone on to use. You'll also be able to remove any volunteers, so if they no longer volunteer with you, you can click this remove button, and that will remove the volunteer. By removing them, you're not going to delete their account. They'll still be able to use any time credits that they've earned up to that point. And you'll see here that they remain in your list, so you have a record that they've volunteered with you. What removing them does is at the later stage when you come to give out the volunteers time credits, is they won't be there in the list, so you don't have to scroll through everyone that's ever volunteered with you in order to find the right people. It's just the people that you haven't removed. If at any point a volunteer comes back, you can always click the rejoin button and they'll be back in your list, no problem. You can also use your volunteers list to check on any transactions you've had with them. So here we can see Jason has earned 21 time credits. If I click on him, you can see how he's earned those 21 time credits. You can look back over that record and check what activities he's been involved in. The other thing that you can do with your volunteers list is export it all into a spreadsheet if you find that easier to use, and you can do that just using this export data button. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard now and back to these 4 buttons. So at this point we have got some time credits in your account, we've got your volunteers onto the system, and so you're ready now to start giving out time credits to those people that have earned them. To do that, you go to the pink Give Out Time Credits button, and that will take you to this page, which basically asks you what the volunteer has done to earn the time credit. So you can pick from these categories that are available. There are 9 quite general categories, and so just pick whichever fits best. And if none of them quite work, you can always click this something else button. So let's say our volunteers have been involved in some litter picking. I'll select this practical help option, and you can see that it's now highlighted. And when I scroll down, there is also the option for you to add in the name of the activity, so you have a bit more notice of what they've been involved in. So if I just type in litter picking here, and I can also add in a date for when they did that volunteering. Then once you've done that, you click Now Choose Who to Give Tempo Time Credits to. This will take you to this page. So this is when you think about who's been involved in that litter picking. You can click on the drop down arrow and you'll be given a list of all of your volunteers, and you can select all of them or just one or a couple of them who have been involved in the litter picking. Once they've been selected, you'll see that they appear in this list, and this is where you choose how many time credits to give each of them. You can use the plus and minus buttons to decide on that amount, and you don't have to give all of the volunteers the same number of time credits if they've not volunteered for the same amount of time, but you can do if you'd like using this apply all box. This is your last chance to remove any volunteers if you've added them by accident, and so you can do that just by clicking any of these crosses, and you can also check how many time credits you're going to have left in your balance once you've completed this transaction. If you're happy with that, then all you have to do is click Say Thank You and give out Tempo time credits. And what that will do is it will remove the time credits from your group's account, put them into each of the volunteers' accounts, and they will be sent an email saying thank you for volunteering and notifying them that they've been given the time credits. They'll then be able to log in and see how they might want to use them, and you have the option to either give out more time credits for a different activity or go back to your dashboard, which is where we'll go now. So at this point, you've kind of done the whole process of getting time credits, getting volunteers, and then giving out those time credits. If at any point you want to look back over what you've done, you can go to this time credits history button on the left hand side, and that will bring up a page that looks like this, which summarises all those times that you've given out time credits and also when you've received time credits from us at Tempo. If you click on any of these transactions, you'll be able to see more details about which volunteer it was with and what activity they were involved in. You can export all of this information into a spreadsheet, which will allow you to keep an eye on how your time credits are being used within your organisation. At this point, it's kind of over to the volunteers then to start using the time credits that they've earned. And so if you click on this Search Time Credits Opportunities button on the left-hand side, you'll be taken to this page. So this page is very similar to what a volunteer sees when they first log into their account, and it basically gives them an overview of the different places that they can earn time credits and use time credits around the UK. If they just scroll through the options, this first bit will just give them the kind of most popular options, and then if they click View More, they'll be able to search more locally or for particular kinds of activities, as well as looking for activities that are available online and accessible from anywhere. They can then have a scroll through, and each of these listings will give them all the information they need about using the time credits. If I just head back to that Search Time Credits Opportunities page now, as well as the Use options, you'll see this Earn Time Credits section. So you can direct your volunteers here if they are looking for extra opportunities to earn time credits. But this is also the place that you can put a profile for your organisation in order to recruit new volunteers. So if you would like to do that, what you'll need to do is go to where it says Recruit Volunteers on the left-hand side, and that will take you to this page, which allows you to put together one of those profiles. There's space for you to add in a Welsh language version if you would like, and then you just need to fill in the boxes that let volunteers know about your organisation. So it'll ask for your name and what you focus on, whether the volunteering takes place in person, and if so you can include an address, or whether it takes place remotely. And then you can add in any search terms that you think people might be using that will link them with your listing. You'll then be able to add in your contact details. On your profile there'll be a big pink button which says Volunteer Here, and when someone clicks on that button they'll be given whatever details you fill in this section. So it's up to you what you include here. It will then ask for a logo and an image for your listing, and then you'll see the categories that we saw earlier to let people know what kinds of things they might be involved in if they were to volunteer with you. Finally, you'll be able to see the space to add in specific activities if you have them, just to let people know the kind of things they might want to get involved in. And you can use the details boxes to explain any dates or times that you'd want them to be available, and you can also say if there are any key skills that they might need. And you can add as many of these activities as you'd like. Once you've completed that, all that's left to do is click tick to make your profile public and save your changes, and then your profile will appear on that Search Time Credits Opportunities page. If you want to have a look at what it will look like to the general public, you can click this View Profile button, and that will take you to your profile and how that will appear to everyone else. It's basically all that information that you've just inputted into the form, put together into a nice little profile like this. The final thing that I will just quickly show you now is your account settings. If you click account settings on the left hand side, you'll be taken to this page, which is where you can change the behind the scenes things for your account. So you can change your email address and reset your password from here. You can also change any organisation details that you will have inputted in the sign up form. Then when you scroll down, there's this administrators section. Here you'll be able to add in any extra administrators. So administrators are able to do everything that I've just shown you. They'll be able to look through your volunteers list, give out time credits, and put together an earn listing. The only thing administrators won't be able to do is add other administrators. Only the first person who creates the account will be able to do that. If you'd like to add an administrator on, all you need to do is input their email address here and click add. What that will do is it will send an email to them with a link that they can click on in order to create their own account. And once they've done that, you'll see that their name appears here. Then they'll be able to help you and also give out time credits to your volunteers. And that is about it. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions or would like to get in touch with Tempo, we have a purple help button just on the right hand side, which you can use to get in touch with us, and we will do what we can to help. Other than that, I'll let you go, and I hope you enjoy exploring the site.